What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. Make sure to drop a like on the video. So Anthony Davis's name still carries the kind of weight that triggers blockbuster conversations the moment it appears in rumors. He's still one of the most gifted two-way players in the sport, still a nightmare matchup when he's moving well, and still a defender who can lift an entire defense all by himself. But the idea that a team can flip him for a whole lot of first-round picks and high-end prospects doesn't match what executives are currently saying as of right now. As Tim Bonsetz put it on the Hoop Collective podcast, saying that the trade market for Anthony Davis isn't close to what we could have imagined.
The idea of trading Anthony Davis, like you said it perfectly earlier, McMahon, the idea of trading Anthony Davis has everyone trained to think, well, they're going to get 3 firsts and 2 swaps, and they're going to get 2 good young players, and they're going to get all this stuff. It's not going to I shouldn't say it's not going to happen, because as we keep saying, the Luka trade happened, so sure, like, it's like the corollary. You always have to add to everything now that something crazy could happen. But you talk to people in the league, there's not a lot of teams that are lining up to take on a 35-year-old Anthony Davis making $63 million. And you have to assume he's going to opt into that deal. So a lot of this is going to be, can Dallas find someone willing to take on the money?
So you heard what Tim had to say, and this comes down to 3 things: money, age, and availability. Now, Davis is currently owed $54 million this season and $58.4 million next year, with a $62.7 million player option for the 2027-28 season. He'll be 34 when that contract hits his final year. Now, any GM or front office executive looking at these numbers will obviously have to factor in his history, because Davis has never been someone who can lock in for 70 to 75 games in a season. That's just not his history. And when a team commits that much salary to a star, reliability becomes just as important as talent. Now, the talent is obviously still there, right? He's averaging 20 points, 10 rebounds, and 2 assists this season while shooting 52% from the field. So the production hasn't slipped, but even those numbers come with one big factor. So Anthony Davis has only played in 5 games this season because of the calf strain that has lingered since October. Now, Dallas was already frustrated by his conditioning, with concerns that he reported to camp roughly 15 pounds heavier than last year. Now, other teams noticed the same thing, with several reportedly saying that they would need him to shed that weight before they can take any real step toward a deal. But the interest isn't gone though, because when Davis is right, he can still change a season. And Miami has both the contracts and the ambition to jump in. I've also saw something about the Knicks, and obviously Chicago is in the fold because that's where Davis is from, and Detroit was also in those conversations as well. Now, Dallas keeps insisting that they want to work this out with Davis. I mean, the standings tell a different story because the Mavericks are currently 5-13 and their offense is stuck at the bottom of the league. And everything points towards a pivot around Cooper Flag. But we'll see what happens in the coming weeks or even months. Anthony Davis is still a top tier talent, but the contract, the age, and the wear on his body have cooled his market in a way that would have sounded impossible a few years ago. Now, the league still respects him, but it's just no longer willing to bet everything on him. But that's all I have for this video, guys. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the comments, and I'll see you in the next upload.